rainy day in Norman at the Cleveland County Courthouse. I'm Dave Morris, reporting from the Oklahoman, actually in the law library here at the Cleveland County Courthouse, where the media has set up a workspace. It was day 2 of the testimony of the Oklahoma Opioid Trial. 2 witnesses were called to the stand, including former OU linebacker Austin Box, his father Craig Box, giving tearful testimony.
What caused Austin's death?
Well, what we learned afterward was he had opioids in his system.
And there were several.
Yes. We never suspected anything. I mean, in 2011, this crisis that everybody on both sides of the aisle calls it, nobody knew about. And what we've learned is that Austin must have been getting them from the street or wherever, that you don't have to look far to find them. You don't have to have a prescription. You don't have to look at them. I mean, they're just everywhere.
And then we heard from a history professor from North Florida, it's Dr. David Courtwright. He spoke about how things kind of repeat themselves back in the 1800s and 1900s, how various people became addicted to drugs.
Dr. Courtwright, do you think that a maker of opioids, a drug company that manufactures opioids, should be familiar with the history of opioid addiction in this country that you've described today?
Same objection, Your Honor. Sorry, I'm sorry, Doctor, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you understand I have to object at times.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Same objection, Your Honor.
Oh, look, I think it's a lesson that everyone should be familiar with, including the makers of pharmaceutical products, yes.
And anybody could have had access to these materials that you've looked at, because you found them yourself, didn't you?
Yes, when I began my researches in the late 1970s, I was an obscure graduate student with a library card, and I had no trouble running these things down.
And finally, before we broke for lunch, Dr. Russell Portnoy, part of a video testimony, we'll hear the continuation of that testimony in the afternoon session. Again, Johnson & Johnson attorney Larry Ottaway contending that Johnson & Johnson and its subsidiaries went to great lengths to develop products that were difficult to abuse before putting them on the market. And attorneys for Oklahoma say they will be asking Cleveland County District Judge Thad Bachman to order Johnson & Johnson to pay billions of dollars to abate the addiction and overdose death problem that they helped cause. You can follow along at oklahoman.com for plenty of updates. Randy Ellis is here, Chris Landsberger behind the lens taking still photos from the pool feed. And of course you can watch on oklahoman.com as well. From the Cleveland County Courthouse, I'm Dave Morris.